Welcome back to another episode of the Black Bullion Show. Peter Schiff says no business is too big to fail. Why? Well, I'll explain a little bit later in the video, but before we begin, just want to say, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Also, please give the video a like. It helps get this economic evangelism out there to the masses, helps the YouTube algorithm to do that. And if you would like to just check out a very quick synopsis of this video without having to watch the whole thing, check it out in the description below. Now, Peter Schiff was recently on Valuetainment yesterday. This video premiered of an interview with him and Patrick Bet-David of Valuetainment. And in this particular part of the interview, they talk about bailouts and they say, hey, and Patrick Bet-David is just positing, saying like, hey, well, isn't this a good thing, to have bailouts and, so on and so forth? We need to save these companies, right? We save jobs, right? And Peter Schiff correctly, or I should say he answers that correctly by saying, well, hold on. Nothing will happen to the businesses. In fact, what will happen is that the businesses will go through a bankruptcy. Now, a bankruptcy for businesses, it can essentially happen in one of two ways. But for the most part, businesses will continue to operate during a bankruptcy. The businesses just don't disappear, poof, gone. They're completely just, done away with. But they will still operate. However, who will no longer be in the picture and who may get wiped out would be the common stockholders. Not only the common stockholders, but also the unsecured creditors. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know those two words right there. I've been talking about those two words for a while. Unsecured creditors. Why do I talk about them so much? Because you know who they are? They're you and I. That is, if you hold or if you have any money in any bank account. If you have any money in a bank account, you are an unsecured creditor. So if the institution that you are lending your money to goes up in smoke, obviously the FDIC is there to figure some things out. They'll take your account and then place it into another bank nearby. That's one of the first steps that they do. But say, for example, if that doesn't happen and, there is no way of possibly saving your account, then they're going to have to dip into their funds and then pay you out. Now, what happens if this happens all at once and we have one of the big banks go under that has trillions of dollars in FDIC insured accounts, just like you and I have accounts in that like that? Well, that will completely blow up the FDIC insurance. So you and I as unsecured creditors will be, the lambs to slaughter if banks weren't bailed out. And also for those of you who hold stock with companies, that will, unfortunately get the axe. If with a bankruptcy, then you also, go under as well. But that's the risk that you take. So for me, that's a part of life. It's risk. You can't just continue this fairy tale without making it 1,000 times worse in the future. That's one of the reasons why I also like to keep a portion of physical cash in addition to stacking gold and silver as well, because it's just also a hedge against or I should just say the lack of having control when you're taking your funds and leaving it in someone else's hands. Now, one other thing that Peter Schiff also mentions is that the businesses still operate, and if they still have value, they will survive. But they may be taken over by new owners. But here's the thing. Now the new owners have a whole new company or I should say an old company that no longer has debt, because that's what happens in bankruptcy. The debt gets removed. So now they no longer have debt, Now they have new management. The new management will be able to hopefully better operate the company and grow it up again. But that's what needs to happen for a lot of these companies that are just essentially zombie companies. And they're no longer they are no longer effective and able to grow because they are saddled with debt. They need to die in order to have new owners come in, take over, and build them up without having to take on too much debt, and hopefully get that business where it needs to be. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you agree with bailouts? Do you think that it has a time and place? Or do you think like, hey, we need to just stop doing these bailouts and we just need to let these companies go bankrupt and have a natural economic cycle again? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, please give the video a like. And again, if you're new, please subscribe. Thanks again. It's Black Bullion.